This is a short lecture on the disease Ashmari. As the name suggests, Ashmari means stones or calculi. If we go through the Brihatris, we cannot see much reference regarding Ashmari in Charaka Samhita. Whereas in case of Susruta, himself being a surgeon, has dealt extensively with the disease Ashmari. So, Ashmari implies the spectrum of disorders where there is formation of calculi in the urinary tract. And Vagbhata and Madhavadana has quoted from Susruta Samhita, as well as Vagbhata has redacted some of the references from Susruta Samhita and has mentioned in Ashtanga Hridaya. So let us see how Ashmari forms. So Vagbhata says about the Samprapti of Ashmari as Yada Vayur Mukham Vaster Avritya Parishoshet Mutram Sapittam Sakafam Sashukram Va Tadakramat Sanjayade Ashmari Ghoraha Pittat Goriva Rojana Shleshmashraya Sarvasyat. So when the Vada along with the other doshas, when the Vada causes Avarana to the Vasti Mukha and causes Shoshana of the Mudra, Pitta, Kapha and Shukra Kramat. Kramat means respectively. Then the Ashmari is being formed. Just like he gives a simile as if Gorojana is formed in the Pittasha of Go. In the similar way, because of the sedimentation, the Ashmari is formed. And he also indicates that all the Ashmaris are basically Shleshmashraya. Why? Because this sedimentation or adhesion of the crystals happen due to Shleshma. That is why basically Shleshma is an important contributory factor in the formation of Ashmari. Next is the Pururupa. So the Pururupa is Adhasya Purva Lakshanam Vastyadmanam Tadasanna Desheshu Parido Atiruk Mutreja Vastagandhatvam Mutra Krichram Joro Aruchi. So that there is Admana or distension of the Vasti, and wherever the Ashmari is getting obstructed or is going to get obstructed, in that area there will be pain. Tadasanna Desheshu Parido Adiruk, and there is Vasta Gandhatva in the Mutra, and there is Mutra Krichra or dysuria, there is Jwara, and also there is disinclination to food intake, that is Aruchi. So these are the Pura Rupas of Ashmari. Next is the Rupa, the Samanya Lakshana. Samanya Lingam Ruknabhi Sevani Vasti Murdasu Vishirna Dharam Mutram Syat Taya Marga Nirodhane Tad Vyapayat Sugam Mehet Acham Gomeda Gopamam Tat Samkshoba Kshade Sasram Ayasarcha Adiruk Bhavet. So there is pain in the Linga, Nabhi, Sevani, Vasti Murda Pradesha, and the stream of the urine is also reduced. Vishirna Dharam Motram Syat, because of the obstruction of the Ashmari, obstruction of the stream by the Ashmari, and whenever this is expelled, then the urine goes effortlessly. So that is why that Pyabhayat Sugam Mehet Acham, either it is clear, Gomeda Gopamam, so that the color resembling brownish just like that of Gomedaka. Maybe this is due to the minute bleeding that happens, or maybe due to the concentrated urine. This is Gomeda Gopamam. And whenever there is some Shobha, so that there is the body is subjected to some sort of Shobha, then there will be Adiruk, and as well as the blood may come out of through the urinary tract. So these are the Samanya Lakshanas of Ashmari. Even if you go through textbooks in the ancient times, they used to make the person to travel in what you call difficult cards in order to identify. So that is why Samshobha Kshate Sasram Ayasacha Adiruk Bhavet. Regarding the classification, Madhava has classified this Ashmari into 4: Vada, Pitta, Kapha, then Shukraja. So there are totally 4 types of Ashmari. So all these references, the Samanya Lakshana, the Pura Rupa, are taken from Madhavadana. The classification is also taken from Madhavadana. So there are mainly 4: Vadaja, Pittaja, Kaphaja, and Shukraja. And again, Madhava also stresses on the fact that Prayaha, Shleshmashraya, Sarvaha. Features of Vadaja, Ashmari, Tatra Vadat, Brishatyartho, Brishartyartho, Dandhan, Ghadadi, Vepate, Mrudnadi, Mehanam, Nabhim, Pidetyanisham Kwanan, Sanilam Munjadi Shagran, Muhur Mehadi Bindushaha, Shava, Ruksha, Ashmari Chasya, Syachida, Kantakairiva. So there is Brisha Arti and Artho, Dandan Khadadi. Due to the severe pain, the patient bites, and Vepade, there is trembling, and Mrudnadi, the patient squeezes the areas of Mehana, Nabhi, and also he screams with the pain because of the severe pain. Sanilam Munjadi Shakra, he may also pass stools along with flatus, and Muhur Mehadi Bindushaha, he passes urine uh, in bindus, that means drop by drop. And if the Ashmari is expelled, and if you are able to inspect the Ashmari, it will be Shyava, then Ruksha, and along with Kantaka. So if you go through the modern descriptions of the different stones that we are going to discuss later on, Kantaka happens usually in case of calcium stones. So the stones can be many types, like mainly 4 types: calcium stones, struvite stones, etc., that we are going to discuss later on. So among those types, the Kantaka is usually found in case of calcium oxalate stones. So this may be a case of calcium oxalate stones. This is not an exact correlation, this is just a suggestion. In case of Pittaja Ashmari, Pittena Dahyade Vasti. So there is Daha in the Vasti Pradesha. Pachyamana Ivoshmavan. So just like some Paga is going on in that area. Similarly, there will be Ushma, the temperature will be there in the local area. And whenever the Ashmari is expelled, or if it is extracted by surgery, it will be Balladagasti Samsthana. It looks like the Balladagasti, and the color will be Rekta, Pita, and Asita, which is off white, or opposite to that of white. So this is the appearance of the second line indicates the appearance. So usually this can be correlated with that of uric acid stones, but not exactly, but still there are some resemblances. Next is the Kaphaja. So usually there is pain, but comparatively less in comparison to Vadaja Ashmari. Vastir Nistudyadaiva Shleshmana Shidalo Guru. So instead of temperature, it will be Shidala in that area, and heaviness will be there. The patient feels heaviness in that area. And if the Ashmari is extracted, or it's taken out, it will be Mahadi, it will be big in size, Slekshna, smooth in its surface, and Madhu Varna, so the color resembling that of Madhu, and Sita, that is whitish in color. So this has some resemblance to cystine stones. So that is regarding Vadaja, Pittaja, and Kaphaja Ashmaris. And Susruta, he says that if this happens in Bala, it is easy to extract and handle. That is why Eda Bhavanti Balana Teshamevacha Bhuyasa Ashraya Upajaya Alpatvat. So the base also will be less, and Grahana Harane Sugaha. So that the extraction also is easy in Bala. So that is why it's more treatable in case of kids or Bala. Next is Shukraja Ashmari. So there are rare possibilities of formation of stones in the prostate or seminal vesicles. So this may be compared to prostatic calculi or seminal vesicle calculi. Even though these conditions are rare, but there are possibilities of formation of stones. So usually, especially in case of prostatic calculi, it happens due to chronic obstruction of the prostate, due to conditions like benign prostatic hypertrophy, etc. So that is why even our acharyas have known about, they had known about this Shukraja Ashmari. So that is Shukra Ashmari to Mahada Jayade Shukra Dharana. So basically it happens due to Shukra Dharana. Sthanat Chudam Amuktam hi Mushkayor Andare Anilaha Shosheti Upasangrihya Shukram Tat Shukra Ashmari or Tat Shushkam Ashmari. So what happens because of the Shukra Dharana, Vada Prakopa happens and this Vada causes Shoshana to the Shukra leading to formation of Ashmari. And the features include Vastiruk, Mutra Krichra, then there is Mushka Shwayadhu, swelling in the Mushka Pradesha, and whenever the Shukra is uh, obstructed, when the Ashmari is expelled out, then the Shukra also comes out along with that. So Pidide to Avagashayas means, so if you press the uh, area of prostate or seminal vesicles, this kind of Shukra gets expelled along with this Ashmari. Tasyam Utpanna Matrayam Shukramedi Viliyade Pidide to Avagashayas means. So that is regarding Shukra Ashmari. And next is another condition called as Sharkara. There is a term known as crystalluria whenever you find crystals in the urine. So usually this can happen in patients who has conditions of calcium stones. So crystalluria can be possible. So when this Ashmari, if it is small or very small in size, just like that of crystals, this can get expelled continuously through the urine, and the patient can have severe pain whenever these crystals are being expelled. So again, the Acharya says Ashmari evacha Sharkara. So the pathology is similar to that of Ashmari. But what happens is Anusho Vayuna Bhinnaha. The same Vayu causes what you call the splitting of this Ashmari, leading to formation of crystals, and these crystals are being expelled through the urine. So that is Sharkara. That is called as Sharkara. Can be compared to crystalluria. There is also another term known as graveluria. And the Madhava deals with Sharkara in more detail. He says Ashmari Sharkara Jaiva Tulya Sambhava Lakshane. The pathology, the causative factors are same. Visheshanam Sharkarayaha Shrunu Kirtayado Mama Pachyamana Ashmari Pitta Shoshyamana cha Vayuna. So apart from Vayu, he also says that Pitta causes Paga and Vada causes Shoshana to the Ashmari, and Vimukta Kafasandhanaha. It's not Vibhukta, it is Vimukta Kafasandhanaha. So earlier we have discussed that Ashmari is formed by the Sandhana of Kapha. Here what happens is because the Pitta causes Paga and Vada causes Shoshana, the Sandhanatva is split, and the Ashmari breaks into small crystals, and they are called as Sharkara, and they are expelled through the urine. And the features include Hritpida, Vebhadu, Shulam, Kuksha Shulam, and Durbala Agni, and also the patient may have Murcha, transient loss of consciousness due to the severe pain. Mutra Krichram cha Dharanam, severe dysuria. Mutra Vega Nirastabhi Prasamam Yadi Vedana. So after the Mutra Vega ends, the pain also ends. And Yavadasya Punarneri Gudiga Srodasomugam. And again the pain can appear whenever another Gudiga comes through the Mutra Srodas. The complications of Ubadra of Sharkara include Daurbalya, Sadhana, Karsya, Kukshishula, Aruji, Pandutva, Ushnavadam cha. In Mutra Ghata we have learned a disease Ushnavada. Trishna, Hritpida and Pame. Usually what we see in clinical practice is predominantly whenever there is a passage of caliculi, the patient will have a mild fever, severe or acute abdominal or lower abdominal pain along with vomiting. So this is a typical feature when this is getting expelled out. The Sadhya Sadhyata of Ashmari, Prashuna Nabhi Vrishanam. So Prashuna, that is sofa of Nabhi and Vrishana. Baddha Mutra, obstructed urine. Rujaduram, severe pain. Ashmari Kshapayati. So that in such patients Ashmari is difficult to treat. Again, if the Ashmari is associated with the Sikada or Sharkara, it is again difficult to treat. So that is regarding the references of disease Ashmari. Next we go on to the modern part of this disease Ashmari. So the process of formation of stone in the urinary system is called as nephrolithiasis or urolithiasis. The stone is nothing but a crystal concretion formed usually within the kidneys. The common constituents or type of stones include calcium salts, uric acid, cysteine, and struvite. The risk factors for formation of urinary calculi includes a positive family history, young age, recurrent urinary tract infections, underlying diseases like renal tubular acidosis, hyperparathyroidism, and even there are so many other risk factors, especially like gouty arthritis or gout. There are several other risk factors for developing a urinary calculi. These are some of the important ones. So, how the stone is formed? Mechanism of stone formation. So, there are some factors that inhibit the crystallization of urine inside the kidney. So, whenever these factors are hampered, or there is an imbalance between those factors that promote or inhibit urinary crystallization, some physiochemical events are triggered leading to the formation of stone. Also, there are hypotheses or theories that says that cellular injury and also oxidative stress can promote formation of crystals or stone in the kidneys. The typical process includes mechanisms like supersaturation of the urine, nucleation, growth and aggregation, retention of the urinary stones within the tubular cells. So what is actually this the component of the stone? So actually the stone usually it starts from a matrix. So the organic matrix of the urinary stone consists of macromolecules such as glycosaminoglycans, lipids, carbohydrates, and proteins. So this matrix acts as a template participating in the assembly of kidney stones. So we have to take correlation from the Acharya's inference that Shleshma or kapha is one of the important factors that binds the stone. So that is why he said Shleshmasrayaha sarvaha. So the process includes there is urinary supersaturation, oxidative stress or cell injury, nucleation, crystal growth, crystal aggregation, crystal and cell interaction, crystal adhesion, and ultimately leading to stone formation. So let us look at the types and their causes. So the predominant or the most common stone that we find in clinical practice is of calcium. So either calcium oxalate or calcium phosphate. So this accounts for around 70% of the patients who come with stone. The causes include hypercalciuria, hyperuricosuriia, or hyperoxaluria. Next type is the struvite stones, or they are also known as magnesium ammonium phosphate or triphosphate stones. So 15 to 20% of stones patients they have magnesium ammonium phosphate stones. So usually this is the stone that is produced by chronic urinary tract infection. So these are also called as infection stones. Infections caused by urea splitting bacteria like Proteus and Pseudomonas are the important cause or predisposing cause for the formation of struvite stones. The struvite stones also have a tendency to form large calculi that can fill up the renal pelvis and form to the shape of a staghorn calculi. Next is the uric acid stones. Around 5 to 10% of the patients with stones may have uric acid stones. Individuals, especially with gout leukemias, are predisposed to have uric acid stones. However, most of the uric acid stone patients, the cause is idiopathic. Next is cysteine stones. Only 1 to 2% of the patients who come with stones may have the cysteine stones because it's a hereditary disorder that happens due to a genetic defect. So if the defect leads to renal defect in the renal reabsorption of amino acids and leads to cysteine stones. So these are the 4 important types of stones that we get in routine clinical practice. calcium oxalate or calcium phosphate, magnesium ammonia phosphate or struvite stones, uric acid stones, and cystine stones. There is also a fifth type known as drug stones. Usually they occur due to the intake of certain drugs like sulfur drugs. Epidemiology regarding the renal calculi. Renal calculi can happen in any age group, sex and race, but most frequently it's found in men than women, especially in the age group of 20 to 49 years. And recently there is a rising prevalence because of the lifestyle changes like lack of physical activity, abnormal dietary habits, and global warming. What are the symptoms of renal calculi? So symptoms of renal calculi depends upon where this calculi is. So a calculi can be in the renal pelvis, or it can be in the what you call as the junction between the kidney and the ureter, or it can be in the ureter, or in the uretero-vesical junction, or in the bladder neck. So again, the patient may have varying manifestations, depends upon where the stone is. If you take the example of staghorn calculi, because this is not causing any obstruction into the lumen, there may not be a clinical feature at all, and the patient may present to you when this totally obstructs the kidney and there is a hydronephrosis. So this is also another possibility. The patient will have more pain when the stone passes through the lumen, either in the ureter or the urethra, or if it is obstructed in the bladder neck. Usually, if there is a stone in the pelvis, some patients may complain of the flank pain, but even in some patients, there may not be a clinical feature at all. So, usual clinical presentation is acute flank pain, again renal colic if it is passed into the ureter, urinary urgency or frequency if it is in the bladder or urethra, hematuria, nausea and vomiting, fever and chills, and if it is very large, then it may be silent as well. The diagnosis is made by history, physical examination, urinalysis, and other tests like ultrasound, X-ray, intravenous pyelogram, CT urography, etc. Non-contrast CT scans are now the modality of choice because of the advantages, including there is no use of any contrast, no need of any bowel preparation. Even non-calcified stones can be picked, because if you go for the X-ray, X-ray can pick only calcium stones. So that is a disadvantage. But CT can pick even non-calcified stones, and it is very less expensive and less invasive than an intravenous pyelogram, and does not require an experienced radiology technician. So CT is one of the most common used modality. But in routine clinical practice, ultrasound is the commonest thing that a doctor can do in clinical practice. So this is a CT image of a stone. Intravenous pyelogram involves injecting of a dye intravenously and waiting it to be excreted through the urine, and next you take an X-ray of that. So if you take the X-ray, you can get when the dye is getting excreted. So here you can see the bladder which is filled up with the dye. You can also see the renal pelvis and the ureter, and you can also see a staghorn calculi in this. So this is intravenous pyelogram where a dye is injected and it's excreted through the urine and an X-ray is taken. Abdominal plain film X-ray without dye is also another common thing that we can do, but only disadvantage is that the calcium stones are only picked by X-ray, and also it should be at least 2 millimeter in diameter to be picked. So these are the pictures of X-ray of renal calculi. You can see here multiple calculi. Again, ultrasound is one of the commonest and cheap modality that we can go for. However, the technician or the radiologist should be well trained to pick this stone with the ultrasound, and usually it is done in case of pregnancy and if the patient has any contraindication to intravenous pyelogram, and ultrasound also can pick urinary calculi. So that is regarding nephrolithiasis and Ashmery.